Hey guys, welcome back. Um, I know we've been at a hiatus, but welcome back to the UR podcast. This one will be uploaded in audio form, uh, in video form on YouTube. So you guys can check it out after this if you want to. And yeah, how have you been, Alan? It's been a while. It's been a while. Yeah,
It has been a while, haven't it?
yeah, definitely. It's been way too long.
Uh, yeah, I've been quite busy with my school assignments because it's like the middle of the semester for me.
Mm-hmm.
And as mass comm students, it's like shit ton of assignments coming in.
Oh yeah,
So yeah, been like nonstop editing and writing stuff. Yeah,
nice.
and that's basically it. I still have a shit ton of stuff I need to do.
At least you're staying productive. That sounds good. It's totally opposite for me. I'm on a sem break, which means I'm very free. I have a lot of content in mind. I just haven't done it, except that one
I see.
video about the Razer Viper Mini. Check it out. It's on YouTube. For my
Yeah, I've
thoughts on that.
seen it.
But yeah. So for hey Glenn, welcome to the stream. Um, this is more like of a. I guess this podcast will be leaning more towards uh the audio form because this will be saved and be uploaded, like I said, on YouTube and Spotify and Apple Podcasts and yada yada yada. So we might be talking for a while, but we're gonna keep it simple. So as you can see on the title of the stream, actually, what is the title of the stream that I put? What we've learned from
What?
higher education.
No. Yeah.
So for myself, I've been in the higher education for about 4 years now. Yeah, 4 years.
Has it been 4 years?
I think so. Pretty sure. So I, so if we count 3 years of degree, including foundation, yeah,
Oh yeah,
that's
that's
definitely
true.
4 years. So I believe it's kind of the same for you as well, because we're taking pretty much the same thing.
I just realized 2017 was 4 years ago. Holy shit.
Yeah, it felt like it doesn't feel like it, but yeah, it is 4 years ago.
Jesus.
Yeah. So a little bit of context: we both take mass communication as our degree, or
Yep.
communications as my university changed to for some reason. I don't know what the difference is. It's still the same thing. They just want to make it simpler. But
Yeah, it's not for the mass now, is it?
I mean, to be
They
fair,
just
yeah,
removed the
I
mass out of it.
I have
They're
no
like,
idea why they do it.
yeah, they just removed mass from it. They're like, you know what? No, this isn't gonna reach out to the mass audience. It's just gonna reach out to certain people. So we'll just call it communication.
Yeah, which is weird. You know what? Whatever. It is what it is. We're not university. What's the word? The upper people thingy.
Upper people.
I don't know. Anyway, we're going on a tangent here, but yes. For this topic, we're just gonna talk about what we have learned from being in degree and foundation, basically uni life, like what we've learned, what to do, what you shouldn't do if you're like if you're watching on YouTube right now, if you're new to the higher education, say you just graduated from secondary school and you want to
Mm-hmm.
pursue a degree or diploma, whatever it is. I'm assuming it's almost the same type of experience because it's really you're just going for higher education. So
Yep.
yeah.
That's basically it.
Um, so I guess we can just go with like our experience with um our degrees. So I really just want to know what your experience is like, Alan.
Mm-hmm.
So feel free to share it.
For like in degree.
Yeah, you might want to silence your phone. I can hear it.
Oh shit. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. It's all good.
In degree. Huh. Well, I'm surprisingly, well, you might not know this, but I'm only in year 2. I'm not in year 3 yet.
Mm-hmm.
And no, my course is probably the same duration as yours, which is like 3 years. But it took me uh, too long to finish my foundations. It took me like 2 years to finish my foundations. That's why I'm still in year 2.
So did you fail anything or something like that
Oh
happened?
hell yeah! Of course I
Yeah,
failed at something. I failed like accountings and economics in foundation. Because
I
when I
see.
first got up, I was studying in science side when I was in high school, right? So when I came here and I went to foundation in arts, so everything's in like business, economics, accounting, and stuff. And I didn't even take accountings in high school. That's the worst part. The
Hmm.
school didn't let me take accountings. It's like the school's like, you either take Chinese or you don't take anything. And I was failing Chinese, so in no way in hell I was gonna take Chinese. So I just went on without accounting or Chinese. So yeah, without that, I just went on to foundations. And those foundations teachers are kind of assholes because they're like, oh, you know what? These stuff are so basic. They're basically what you learn in Form 4 and 5, but in English, so it should be easier for you, right? Bitch, no, I've never taken accountings. I have no idea what you're talking about. What the hell is debit credit and what the hell are you talking about? I don't know that. And when I went to ask for like assistance, all they did was read the exact same lecture notes back to me, which I already did not understand. If I understood the lecture notes, I wouldn't have come to you. And what sucked for that is that that same lecturer was in charge for the foundations like accounting course for like almost forever. So even if I retake it like 2 years later, it's still gonna be her. It's still gonna be the same damn lecturer that is not gonna be teaching me anything. So yeah, I just basically I retook it twice, and I passed finally with like a supplementary exam, which is something like at the verge of failing, and then they give you like a second chance by giving you this exam.
Hmm.
And if you pass, you pass. If you fail, you fail. So yeah, I took accounting 3 times in
Jesus.
foundations. Yep.
Mm.
Yeah, shit was hell though.
Wow. Dang. 3 times. Holy crap.
Yep, 3 times.
Uh, Once is enough for me. I mean, my I guess I can say that my experience is sort of similar, except I took accounting in secondary school.
Uh huh.
Um, yes, I can agree. It's horrible. It's not fun at all. I would have preferred to take languages. I don't know. I also am not that interested in furthering my Chinese language because that's not really what I need in my future. So I thought I just take accounting, but apparently I don't even use accounting anymore. So
Yeah.
I don't know the point.
Dude, I'm fine with my Chinese if I can just communicate with literally any other Chinese person out there. I gave up when they started speaking in tongues in Chinese
Oh
lessons,
yeah,
man. Holy shit.
all those like idioms and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, is this
They were
even the same language
talking
anymore? Like, yeah,
they were talking in freaking Qing dynasty language. I don't
yeah.
understand shit. I gave
Why?
up back then.
Okay, first of all, why do we need to learn about the Qing dynasty language, like the ancient Chinese? Like, are we gonna use that? I mean, I guess it makes sense if you're like a Chinese studies kind of person, like you're gonna do that in the future. Say you
Yeah,
want to be a
but
Chinese teacher, but for us, it's like, why do we need to learn this? Like, you know what I mean?
it's like
It's
1 out of 1,000 Chinese
yeah,
like secondary students will go for like Chinese studies in the future or something. Nobody's
yeah,
gonna use that. You're not gonna meet another Chinese person, even from China. You're not gonna speak to them in
yeah.
Qing Dynasty
Even
language.
yeah, even in China, yes, it's kind of a different dialect, but at the end of the day, they still speak modern Chinese. So
Yeah,
at the time, I didn't think about it, but like now when we're talking about it, I was like, you know what? Yeah, why do we need to learn ancient stuff? Like,
yeah. It was at that point. It's like, oh, this shit is like 40% of your final exam, and I was already struggling on the other parts. But that shit took so much points. I'm like, nope, fuck that. I'm out. I
yeah.
don't need to improve my
Oh,
Chinese no more. I'm good.
whoops. I might. Oh, there you go. Okay. Sorry, that was a misclick. But yeah, I agree. So anyway, fast forward to 2017. This how do I call it? The second half of 2017 is my when I first started my degree. Well, foundation, not degree. Sorry. Um,
Yep.
it was honestly initially really fun. Like I've met a lot of people, did a lot of stuff. You know, in foundation, I learned something that is well fun, but you know, there's some stuff that is not that fun. But I don't want to go
Uh-huh.
there because we don't need to. But yeah, when I started getting into degrees, when it's like going downhill when it comes to what I'm learning, because honestly. I say this a lot, but I could have learned most of it on YouTube. I'm just saying. And
That is true.
that's the problem. That I guess that's one point that I will go into later on. For those who really wants to go into higher education. But yeah, it almost felt like I'm not learning as much when compared to foundation.
Uh-huh.
But that goes against the point of learning in degree, right? Like I felt like I didn't learn much. Is the yeah, it's the summary of my degree for now. Yes, I learned some things that I didn't know before and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, it felt like I'm scammed in a way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you feel the same way, but yeah, that's how I feel about university nowadays.
So something funny about mine is that I think I would have learned a lot in my degree if I wasn't doing that much in foundations.
Mm-hmm.
Because uh, I think back in 2017 we had this conversation of like, oh, where do we want to go for mass comm and shit? And I was like considering Curtin and stuff, but then
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, nah, screw it. I'm just gonna go to KL
Mm-hmm.
because you can get more connections and there's obviously a lot more stuff going on around in KL, which is probably the best scenario for mass comm students. You
Yeah.
want to get involved in these stuff.
Yeah.
You don't want to go study in somewhere that like there's like nothing there. It's like empty, and there's like no job opportunities. Even if you graduate in that university, you're gonna have to go out to big cities where there's like major companies working and stuff. So yeah, back then I just decided to throw myself over to KL alone, and yeah, basically, uh, like try and survive here. So in my foundations, while I was struggling with my accounting stuff and like retaking courses and shit,
Mm-hmm.
I actually went out and like socialize and connect with some of those people that I know here, like filmmakers or like lecturers and stuff. And I just like watch films with them, do work with them sometimes, and I just learn from them and also from YouTube as well. So when I got into degree, literally everything that the lecturer was saying, I've already know it because I learned it in like the span of 1.5 years while I was in foundation. Because I was just like, I was so interested. I was very into it. So I just went on and, when you're interested in something, when you're passionate, you just go on and nobody can really stop you. Right. It's
Mm-hmm.
kind of like games. It's addicting. So yeah, that happened to me. So if I didn't did that, if I wasn't that passionate back then, and then I got into degree, I would be like, oh, okay, this stuff is interesting. But no, it's like I've already done it
Mm-hmm.
and I already know this. So it's to the point that my lecturer, which is one of like the probably one of the most knowledgeable person in film, in my opinion, he was like, oh shit, you know a lot. And then he was like sick for like a month. We were worried that it was COVID, but it wasn't. He was just freaking sick. And at that point, he just told me, "Yeah, you just take over my class for me." And
Wow.
I was a year
Dang.
one student. That was like year one, semester two.
Wow.
And then he was like, "Yeah, I want to show them this film. Yeah, you probably know why I want to show them this film. Yeah, you can just help me talk about this film and stuff." And he just didn't show up. He literally just like told another lecturer to pass me this pen drive with like the films that he wants to show, and he texted me, "Yeah, I want to show them this film. It's a Seven from oh shit, I forgot David Fincher. Yeah, there we go. It's David Fincher and stuff like that. And yeah, just talk about it in class. Invite them to your film club, whatever." And I did so. So like, I was already in a weird position. So then I had this weird like tag or a weird label to my name as
Mm-hmm.
like the really good student in like year one already because this shit happens. Like the lecturer was just like, fuck it, I'm out. Oh yeah, that sem was also like the lecturer's like last sem in my university before he
Mm-hmm.
got like yoinked away by some government uni
Oh,
and shit.
fired or transferred?
No, he wasn't fired. But
Oh.
like the government uni kind of like yoinked him in a way because I think he studied in like a local university before,
Oh,
and
okay,
he
I
got
get
like
it.
a
Yeah, yeah.
scholarship or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they probably paid him higher and gave him like better stuff. That's why he agreed to transfer. But yeah, that was like his final semester, and then he was sick and shit. And he's like, yeah, you know what? Fuck it, you go teach him. I can't be there anyway. It's COVID because it was like the beginning of COVID as well. People were scared as shit.
Doesn't it feel cool though, like to be that guy that the lecturer be like, "Hey, you can replace me. You're that good. Take my job. I'm sick.
It
Take my job."
would be better. It would be better if the university pays me. But
Right.
yeah, like that reputation has like good stuff and bad stuff. Like then it got known to like by the other lecturers, but my faculty isn't
Mm-hmm.
that big. There's
Mm-hmm.
only a few lecturers. So there's this lazy ass lecturer that he doesn't know what he's talking about half the time. When it comes to theory stuff, he doesn't know shit.
Right.
But if it's practical stuff, he has practical experience. He works in like TV3 or something last time. He used to do documentary and promote it in China and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He's good. He's good at the like practical stuff. But when it comes to theory stuff, he's just throwing words in the air out of his ass, and he doesn't know what he's talking about. So
Very typical, yeah.
yeah, when he doesn't know that, he doesn't just like Google or look through his notes or whatever. He just yells my name out. He says, Allan, you come help me. Tell them what is avant-garde. I'm like, what the fuck? Isn't it your job to teach us? The
Yeah.
fuck?
Yeah. That's true. So I guess in a way we can just say that our experience studying in higher education was alright. Like it's not bad, but it's just I guess we can say it could have been a lot better, really.
Yeah, it could have been. But then when I come to think of it, it's not really much difference. Like no matter where you go to uni.
I feel like I agree. I feel like it at the end of the day, I feel like a lot of people experience the same thing. It really comes down if you experience oh, what happened there? My Discord just crashed. Whoops.
You are in like it really comes down. I don't know what you were saying.
My Discord just crashed. That was awkward. Whoops. Okay, anyway. I think I'm back. There you go. Okay, it's back. Alright, yeah. Like I was saying, I think it comes down to if you enjoy studying what you've studied and what your experience has been. Because I'm talking about for myself right now that I just wish everything could have been a lot better. Including myself, I could have done a lot more to make studying a lot better for myself. So yeah, I do agree that doesn't matter where you study. I feel like the experience will be kind of the same. Like some people say that university or colleges are more like a business nowadays than like an institution to learn.
Yeah, that is true. Cause like, so you're interested in films and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So there's like specific film schools in like the UK, US, and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like a lot of them. They will advertise as shit online. You probably know their name, like NYFA, New York Film Academy, or whatever academy. There's a lot. So, you can easily enroll to them because all you need is like money. That's all.
Yeah.
It costs like 300-400K, like Malaysian ringgit. You can just enroll in there. But a lot of them are a scam. Like people outside of it, they wouldn't know. Only people that went there and study, or like the local people, they would know that it's a scam because they teach you like literally the same thing that like probably our lecturers teach us. Because there's no difference in the theory or the practical work. It's the same everywhere. Sure, they may have like better equipment because it's like they're in the US. It's like easier to get equipment there and shit like that. But in the end of the day, how you shoot things, how you write things, and whatever, it's all down to you. Like how creative you can get and like how passionate you are on doing these things. Because like charging 300-400K for like that experience, is it really that worth it though? Like I'm doing it for like 60K right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's like it's just the same thing. It's just like so you slap US up on there. It's like, yeah, this is white people thing. And films are like, it came from white people, so we can charge you more, and you idiots would just eat it up and like come to us uni and stuff like that.
Yeah, I guess that we can just bring that to I have a list of things that some points that I will mention for the topic. So I guess it transitions really well to my first point. Figure out what you want to learn. So you have to really understand what you really want to, further your knowledge on. So if you're like really interested in film, it's not a good idea to study engineering. It doesn't make sense, but a lot of people do that, especially in Asia, because it really most of it, as at least what I've heard, is that it's pressure from the parents, uh, expectations from society, and all that stuff. There's a lot of aspects to it. Can't say we blame those who take engineering and not be interested in engineering. Sometimes, it's really not their fault that they took it. They just had to. Because also it's a conception that it pays more than
Mhm.
making films. I guess
Yeah,
I can agree to that.
yeah, I
For
can agree to
some
that.
part of it is true.
Yep.
But yeah, not gonna go into that. But yeah, it's really important if you are able to choose. You have to really figure out what you want to learn, so that you don't feel like you waste your money, your energy, and a lot of your time, really. Because I feel like after almost 4 years of studying now, it really is important that you understand that you're putting a lot of effort and time into studying in higher education. Doesn't matter if it's university or college. It took out a lot of your time, even like 12 hours of your day.
Hmm.
And it really depends sometimes if you have time to play games or hang out. And that's what I feel like is like it really shortens my life. Is how I would describe it. So really think about what you want to learn. So I don't know if you agree with my point, but yeah, I that's the first thing that I think you have to do if you're considering higher education. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess it's yeah, I can agree on that. I can see why like a lot of people are like forced to go into like engineering or accounting or whatever because it's like it's just a more stable income. You know,
Yeah.
you don't really lose your job that easily, and the job is obviously good pay because they're gonna need it. Like they're gonna need people that study that like forever probably. So yeah, it's stable income, and doing art is never stable income. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So that is why people don't consider it. But uh it really comes down to like if you think about the future and stuff, like sure you can be doing the same thing like engineering stuff or like accounting stuff and you can get stable income. Maybe you pull in like 8K a month, maybe even 12K a month like as you proceed down.
Hmm.
But yeah, you gotta sit in your office. Like if you're an accountant, you gotta sit in your office for like 16, nah, maybe 12 hours a day, maybe 8 hours a day, doing the same thing over and over for the next 40 years. And all you get is like that chance that slow gradually increases over time as you work longer for the company and stuff. And yeah, you get like better experiences. You change companies once in a while, but it's the same thing. You're still doing accounting forever. And for engineering, it's the same thing. You're just doing engineering stuff forever and ever. I'm not saying that doing art stuff is different. Yeah, you're still doing art forever and ever and ever. But at least art is something that you can actually get passionate about. I have no problem if you have passion with like math or that's why you go for
Hmm.
engineering or whatever. That's cool. Like if you have passion with that, that's cool. But if you don't have passion in that and you just like, yeah, it's stable income, you're just like, yeah, I want stable income, I want to do that job. Good for you, but in the long run, maybe it's not that like healthy for you.
Yeah.
And like if there's any like people that haven't went to university in like the chat or like anybody watching this video in the future, I'll let you know that like a lot of people end up changing courses after studying for a while, or even after finishing studying a course or something. It happens
Yeah.
way more frequent than you would imagine, because people just like slowly like learn more about themselves like after they graduate from secondary school. And yeah, they some people realize it early, like me. I used to go to an engineering college back in my hometown.
Ooh, I forgot about that. Yeah, you did.
Right,
That
right.
was a long time ago.
Yep. Yeah, hey, Sacarino in the chat. Exactly.
Hey.
Sacarino finished like an entire diploma just to find out he doesn't like that shit at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And now restudying another subject. But hopefully that works out for him. And like for me, I realized it earlier. I studied in like an engineering college for like one semester. And then it only took one semester for me to realize that nope, this shit ain't for me. I gotta leave. And thankfully my parents let me leave. Holy shit. That shit was hell for me.
Yeah. My experience is also like, because I was really into science when I was in
Uh huh.
secondary school, I was super good in physics. It's not a flex or anything. I really do like physics in school.
Hmm.
Chemistry not so much. Biology, hell no. But I thought about it. Like, do I want to use all these things that I studied and put a lot of time into? Do I really want to pursue a career in something that I can use these subjects in? So I thought about it, and I thought about pursuing like pharmacy at that time, like when I was Form 4. And that really planted in my head for a while. Like, I'm definitely going to be a pharmacist.
I remember you talking about this
Yeah,
when we were in secondary school.
I talked about it as well. And like,
Yeah.
yeah, when people ask me, I'm like, yeah, I'm probably pursuing medicine or something like that. But
Uh huh.
it when I reached from five, for those who don't know, it's like the final year in the secondary school. I just came to the realization that I don't like. I mean, I still like physics. I just don't want my time to be invested in sciencey stuff because
Hmm.
I just don't have much fun with it really. It's kind of it's really hard as well. Like it's really hard to memorize. I have problem with memorizing things in studies, like when it comes to studying as well. Like my memory sucks. My math is horrible. So it's real. At the time, I was like, dang, I don't think this is what I need. But for some reason, I was like slightly interested in like broadcasting. At the time, I'm
Mm.
like, damn, this sounds fun. Being a radio DJ sounds fun. At the time, I'm like, you know what? I might pursue this. So after I went get after I went over physics, no, what's the thing? Pharmacist. I
Hmm.
was like, I'm gonna be a broadcaster or something related to that. So I was researching where to study for radio stuff, and apparently I was a little late for the enrollment. For some reason, that institution has really early enrollment, and at the time we were still in school. We're not even done with SPM, so it's kind of like I don't think I want to commit to this yet. Like we're barely there for SPM. I don't want to, So I have to think about scholarships and that stuff. I can't guarantee that I'll get good results. So after that, I was like, what is closer to radio broadcast, mass communications? So I'm like, hey, you know what? I'll take mass comm. Why not? And at the time, I'm not like super into media. I have no idea what mass communication is all about. And I thought it was just, oh, you can be a DJ, you can be a journalist, apparently. That's my understanding of it. And I just went with it. And fast forward, I researched and I finally took it. And then it's only until foundation that I started to be super into films. After I watched, what was the first film that I watched it at? And then I got really into. I think it was it's one of Tarantino's films for some reason. I think
Inglorious Bastards.
I don't know. It was definitely one of his. It's not
Okay.
old, but it's not too new. I don't
Okay.
remember which one was it because I watched a lot of it, and
All
I
right.
and we started learning about films and like, damn, this is what I really want to learn. This is what I want to invest my time in. So it's ever since
Mm-hmm.
then until now, I'm just super into films. Um, that's where I like started learning to edit, how to use the computer properly, how to create sounds and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, it really comes down to like I guess my whole point. I mean, is really you have to figure out what you're really interested in. And for in my case, it took a while. So it really don't you don't have to rush figuring out what you want to learn. Because in secondary school, we're too young. All we think about is going back home, play some games, hang out. That's it. And like we never think about our future that much, unless you're like super mature for some reason, at age 17, which is
That is very rare. That
very
is
rare,
very, very rare.
very rare. And yeah, I agree. A lot of times, a lot of people that I know change their course. Like they're not even done with a degree and they like switch halfway
Mm-hmm.
and they say they're just not interested in let's say engineering, like they hated it.
Mm-hmm.
And it is pretty often than people think. And which is why, yeah, I think, take your time, figure it out. Don't rush into studying a degree like us. Our case is special because we really want to make money as soon as possible. So, you know,
Yeah,
got
kind of.
I have to take that Australian piece of paper, or it might be a PDF. I don't know. I'm not done with.
PDF.
I might get a PDF than a paper from Australia, for all I know. So yeah,
Probably. Yeah. The same thing happened to me. I was never like a really major film guy. Like you don't hear me talking about films in like secondary school or whatever.
yeah,
Like I only got into film in like also in foundation. So like in 2018 probably. Like ever since then, like after I watch films with like some legit like filmmakers and talk about it, and then I'm like, oh damn, things can get really deep and interesting with films. Only then like uh I'm like, oh shit, I want to pursue film. Like why I got into mass comm is just like, huh, it's like there's so many pathways. You can be a broadcaster,
yeah.
a journalist, and whatever. It's like, yeah, I can write. I have good English. I can write paper. Yeah, I have no problem with that. Broadcaster, yeah, I can speak it in English. I'm fine with that. I'll be fine. Films and TV, you know what? That sounds like a fun job, getting behind the camera or like helping out on set, maybe even be an actor. That sounds fun.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know much until like I watched films and start analyzing them, and I'm like, oh damn, I am really into this. And it was at that point where it was like it's like a sinkhole. I just keep sinking deeper and deeper into the film hole. And yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's basically how I got like into films for now.
I agree. Follow your interests. Yeah, agree. Follow your interests. Um, even your parents might not like your interests, but you know, try to pursue them. My parents wanted me to be a nurse before I talked about mass communications, and I'm like, do I look like a nurse to you? Do I?
The funny thing is, it's not
Oh,
just your parents. All your relatives kind of do this shit to you.
exactly.
Like I have this aunt that lives in New Zealand, and that like Malaysians, I don't know why, or like Southeast Asians, or even Asians in general, they're like, we have to migrate out of this shithole country, and we gotta go to Australia, New Zealand, or fucking UK or whatever the shit they want to go. So we gotta get the PR there, and in order to get the PR there or like the citizenship,
Yeah.
you gotta have a job that they need. So like nursing was on the job for New Zealand. Like if you are a nurse, you're a good nurse, then you'll get a New Zealand like citizenship or like a like permanent resident for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And my aunt's like, yeah, just go for nursing. And my parents were actually considering it. I'm like, what the fuck? I was considering it for a while back then. I'm like, dude, nah. Now that I think of it, nah, I'm probably gonna kill more patients than I've taken care of patients, man.
That's what I thought. I might kill someone more than helping them. Like
Yeah.
what if one day I was helping this guy in his wheelchair and I just like slip my hand,
Whoops.
like whoops, oh you're dead now. Oh,
Whoops.
oops.
Stephen Hawking.
Oopsie
Whoops.
daisy, you're dead. Oh, I gotta tell your son about it now. Oh, you're dead. Sorry.
The son's gonna be like, "What happened to my dad? The wheelchair went broke. He just rolled down the stairs on its own. I don't know what
Uh,
happened there.
I
It's not
don't
my
know. The
fault."
bearing of the wheel is off.
Yeah,
You know what?
you can just claim this from insurance.
Don't.
At least you get that insurance money. Hey, let's go.
Hey, let's go, baby. Let's go.
Accidents.
No. Don't blame the wheelchair manufacturer. It's nobody's fault. Maybe he's just meant to be dead. Like
Maybe it was his time.
that's me as a nurse if I am one. So no,
We are not good nurse.
we're not fit to be a nurse. I even asked my parents like, why do you want me to be a nurse? And I shit you not, this is the only reason. There's scholarships. I mean, you get to do it for free. And I was like, I was low key sold on it for like a few minutes. I'm like, yeah, studying
makes
this
sense.
thing for free, huh?
Yeah, it's for free. And yeah, I kind of learned this stuff in high school. It should be easy.
Yeah.
Fuck no, man.
But then I
Fuck
thought
no.
about it. Anything related to like servicing people, I can't do it. I'm just because my personality is a bit rude sometimes, so I just it's not me. I can't do it, and I feel like really the only reason they want me to study nursing is because my brother is a doctor. Congrats to him. You know, he's really good in studies. And my sister is a nurse. So I'm the only outcast in the family that's not taking anything medicine related. And I'm fine with it, really. Because
Yeah,
I gotta be honest, I had more fun in my life at the moment. Like,
that's true.
it's not saying that they make a bad decision in life. I mean, they did really well in whatever they do. I'm just saying I had a lot of fun so far. I get to watch films all day, and I can say, "Oh, it's homework."
The pressure that comes from like your family members. Oh shit, that shit
Yeah,
is
it's
intense.
it's really hard to explain to them what films is and what you do sometimes,
Yeah.
because you say I'm making a podcast right now with you. They don't
Mhm.
know what a podcast is. How do I explain this thing to them? So
Yeah.
if they say like, "What do you do?" and this happens a lot with like when I was back with my relatives and stuff. So, so the question would be like, "Oh, what do you study? Are you taking engineering?" I'm like, "No, uh, I'm taking mass communication." So what is that? I'd be like, here's the problem I have. I have no idea how to explain mass communication to people
Nope.
that don't know what it is.
I shit you not. This is how my dad introduces me to his friends. He's like, oh, his friends would just come up to me and talk to me like, oh, what are you studying again? I'm like, oh, mass communication. And then they're like, mass communication. What does that do? And my dad would just come in like, oh, he takes pictures. You know, he's a photographer. I'm like,
That's so, oh
excuse
no,
me, what the fuck?
that is
But
a
yeah, I mean, that it is what it looks like to them. You know,
true,
I
true.
don't blame them because what they see is just me with a camera all the time, like editing stuff sometimes or writing
Yeah,
stuff. You know, they don't know what I'm doing. I don't blame them for that because it's hard for like their generation to understand because these things don't exist in their generation. They also wouldn't give a shit about it if it did exist because they
yeah,
only give a shit about things that make money because their
yeah,
generation making money is the most important,
yeah.
and that's just how they grew up and what they grew up with. You can't really blame
Yeah,
it on them.
true. Like, they're my especially for my relatives, they're just used to like people taking engineering, business, doctor, nurse.
Uh
So
huh.
yeah, I can understand. Like, I don't blame them for not knowing what it is.
Hmm.
Like, it's just not thing that they're used to, really.
Uh huh.
Let's see what Sakurino said. Just say multimedia. See, the thing is, they don't even know what multimedia means.
Yeah, they're just like multimedia, huh? They'll be like, huh? Videos, photos, like TV, television. What are you like? Are you the news anchor or
Yeah.
something?
So the
Like
way,
that they wouldn't know anything like else. Like,
yeah.
oh no, I'm a script writer. Oh, so you write the script. Oh no, I'm the director of photography. Also, you take pictures on set. Like, nah, that's just not what I do.
Yeah, so the way I answer this to my relatives most of the time is this: I'll say, "Oh, I can be a journalist if when I graduate. I can make videos. I don't know," and that is like probably the easiest way for them to understand.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So, like, the pressure. I remember this now. Like the pressure that I got when I first graduated from high school. So like half of my family, like the one side of my family, they are really educated people. So like they, a lot of my relatives, they migrated to Australia and then they
hmm,
work there as like engineers and
yeah,
doctors and whatever the shit they are. So obviously they would have like high expectations for their children as well. So like that half of my family, like there are legit doctors, dentists, pharmacists. My sister's a pharmacist, and like just all those like very medical or engineering stuff kind of thing.
hmm,
So at the end of my Form 5, when I was 17 years old, we went on like a trip, so like just to play or like celebrate a little bit for my graduation and stuff. So we went to visit them in Australia, and I talked to this one relative of mine that we were quite close, and back then she hasn't graduated yet. So back then when we talked, I already knew that she was kind of like my situation. Like you can like she can do all these like engineering stuff or like doctor stuff and stuff. She can do maths or physics or whatever.
hmm,
Yeah, she have no problem with it. But like you can obviously tell that like art is her thing. She was drawing a lot of shit back then. Like if she has like times, she wouldn't like game. She would game sometimes, but most of the time she would just draw and like improve from her drawing and shit. I'm like, yeah, I mean, it just looks like she was gonna be doing that. And then like the next year, like after she graduated, she just said like, oh no, I decided to go into math instead because like that like the whole family is like of that side is just like doing very like highly educated kind of stuff, like very highly paying or highly demanding jobs and shit like that, so you can seem smart.
Yeah.
So she got pressured into doing that, and I was just like, you know what, good for you then if you think that way. But then the good news is she dropped out like 1 year later and she went into arts instead. I'm like, at that point I was like, I'm not the only outcast of the family,
Nice. Nice.
I'm not the only person that's like among all these doctors and dentists and engineer that went into freaking media or like artistic stuff.
Yeah.
I was so happy about that. But yeah, also like you can obviously tell that someone's not fit for this. Like they already have this interest, so there's like let them go for it. Like sure, we may have the capability to study like engineering and shit, but that's obviously not something that we would be doing for a long time. Like I know a lot of like engineers. Like I have friends that graduated engineering here that I met here, and after they graduate, the first thing they do is like they can't really find an engineering job like immediately right off the bat. So like I know one of them that he got into properties. He was selling properties and like selling houses and shit for like a year, like because he can't find any engineering related jobs. And isn't that like there's one news like 1 or 2 years ago about this engineer from like Utah or somewhere. Like after he or she, I forgot who, graduated, never did anything related to engineering, just decides to open up a bakery instead, and they're doing fine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's honestly, yeah. It does, how to say this? It really comes down to, it takes time to find out what you really like. And sometimes it means to change your course. But I feel like people shouldn't feel bad about it. I feel like people should be proud that they realize that they don't like this thing. Because at least, it's not too late. Nothing is too late in life if you can, change. So I feel like a lot of people feel bad that they wasted money and all that kind of stuff. But you know what? It's like, just be proud that you understand what you want in life, I guess.
Be happy for that realization or that growth. Like you grew to know what you actually want. Like don't be ashamed or like scared to talk to your parents like, oh yeah, I want to change courses at like year 3 or something because I really don't want to do it. Just do it, man.
Yeah. Okay, let's see the chat. I got 2 first class sister and I'm the last shit student that I still survived my whole uni. Yeah. I believe, even like I feel the same way because my siblings are really good in studies and whatever. I feel like I'm not. So it's like there are things to be proud of in life. An academic is not really something that I'm proud of, but I'm proud that I'm making content for myself and I'm enjoying it. The whole process. I am happy that I learned a lot of skills, doing a lot of things. So I'm proud of that. Like, so, don't feel bad if you're like getting B's or C's in any subjects because it really doesn't define your future. I feel like people put a lot of pressure on their studies too much. I mean, it's good pressure, but when you put too much negative pressure on yourself to study hard and get good results, are you making yourself happy doing that? So that's something that I think about a lot back then as well. But yeah. So
I don't have scholarships for my degree or like foundation or whatever.
Yeah.
So how I see uni is just that if I pass, I'm good enough. I don't need for like HD, like high distinction or whatever. I don't need that.
Yeah.
I just want to pass because I know that where I learn my stuff or like how people hire me, it doesn't like it has nothing to do with my like degree certificate.
Yeah.
Like I can have like high distinction on my certificate. I can score A+ on literally every subject I take. But nobody would hire me if I don't have the communication skills. If I have no basic understanding on how the industry works and stuff like that, So like, it legit just doesn't matter for, I would say, most of the industries out there.
Yeah. I feel like that's what employers care about. They don't really give a shit about your results. I feel like they really want to know what you know.
Not all though. If you're studying doctor or medicines and stuff,
yeah, of course.
You better get that shit right. I don't want you to like give me the wrong medicines when I go to you.
That is an exception. Yeah, of course. So what was I gonna say? Uh, shoot. That I have something to say, but I just forgot about it. But anyway, I guess we can move on to my second point. Now,
Sure.
this is something that you don't do if you want to pursue higher education. Never fall for marketing. Now, like we mentioned, higher education is a business. It's that it is what it is, and I feel like they're really smart with marketing their university or college nowadays, and sometimes it's kind of scummy to the point that they're just scamming students straight up if they when they have students coming in and then they don't provide the advertised uh, learning experience, I guess you can say. So I'm not going to mention my university, but my uni, they marketed themselves as being international. I'm laughing just talking about international. And they also claim to be top 1% in the world. They make it sound like an OnlyFans bio, you know what I mean? Ooh, I'm top 1% OnlyFans. You've definitely heard of that kind of bio before, right? I feel like my uni is doing something like that. I'm like, are you proud of this? Like top
That's dumb as
1%?
hell.
But the fact that they're not even in like the top 100 in the world, it doesn't make sense. And like I said, okay, so they claim to be international, which is true. I mean, plenty of international students coming in. The problem is there's so many people from my secondary school that it almost felt like 2.0 of my secondary school. That's how I feel about my uni right now. I'm like,
that is one of the reasons why I didn't go there at first.
Like, I look left, I know that person. I look right, I know that person.
Yeah, it's literally just like an extension, a DLC pack for your secondary school.
Yeah,
that's all.
That's the way to describe it. And also, like, there's just, I mean, the problem with my uni also is that I'm not sure whose fault it is. I don't think it's anybody's fault, but it's really hard to make friends with international people unless you approach them. I feel like they're scared to approach local as well because they don't want to feel what's the word, left out, I guess. I do feel bad about them.
They feel more comfortable with like their own people, I guess.
Their own people from their country or the same race or
like
whatever.
International students, I guess.
Yeah. But yeah, as local students, it's really our responsibility to make them feel comfortable, which I try to do. But the problem is in my course, which is communication, there's not a lot of international students. Like in my circle group, most of us are from Miri, literally local. We're just from different schools in secondary school, so it's like
not just like local Malaysians, like local,
super local. Like
yeah,
like Glenn, his school is like what, less than 1 kilometer away from us.
International. Wait,
no, you're not. Come on, stop capping.
You're local to the blood, man.
Yeah, so it's like I don't feel like I'm in international, but it is what it is. It's
I gotta run to get a drink real quick.
Okay. So while he's getting a drink, like I said, don't fall for marketing, because do your research properly, right? Don't think about when you see an ad for a university, don't think of that, oh, this sounds really interesting, I should go this. But when you go there, you pay a lot for the studies, you pay a lot for rent for your apartment, and then you just didn't learn anything. So just do your research, look up reviews about universities. I mean, you don't have to go to Harvard to learn. You just have to do your own research. Yeah.
Go Ivy League or not at all. Funny enough, Ivy League is also a scam.
I don't know much about Ivy League, but yeah, I can't say anything about it. But yeah, again, studying in general nowadays is just business. That's how money is made from university. Unfortunately,
the old college that I went to,
mm-hmm.
that was a major scam. Spoiler alert, that was a major
I feel like
scam.
Isn't your institution not certified or something? I heard something about that. I'm not sure if it's true, but
it's like it's certified, but only like local in like Sarawak Like only certain companies know
Yeah.
them, and
Very
they advertise
specific.
themselves with like, oh, we have partnership with the UK universities and whatever.
Nah.
Yeah, sure. But hey, let me tell you something. I studied engineering there, right?
Mm-hmm.
I freaking failed at math in my SPM. I don't know how I got into engineering, man. At maths is like one of the core like things you need to be
Yeah.
good at if you want to
Yeah.
get into engineering and physics, right? I was good at physics. I'm not gonna lie. Like you, I was good at physics. I suck ass at maths. My physics was A minus because I skipped the at maths part of my physics paper. Like I suck ass at math, so like I don't know how I got into that uni, that college. It's not even a uni, and I know some people. Like when I went there, I know some people that came all the way from like Bintulu and stuff. They were studying oil and gas.
Mm-hmm.
They were girls. I was like, huh, okay. It's really odd, like for a girl to go and study oil and gas, right? Because like it's
It's
not
not
really like
common.
an yeah, it's really rare. So
Mm-hmm.
I was like, huh, that's weird. And then I got to know them and talk to them. Surprisingly, they wanted to study mechanical engineering, which is what I was studying back then. And then the college was just like, nah, you can't. The thing is, they have better qualifications than me, probably. That like they're average in physics, but they are good in like AdMech and stuff. So like, it's like balance there. They have met the requirements there, but the uni just somehow like don't let them. I'm not sure if it's like oil and gas costs more or like whatever, but yeah, the uni just like you know what, just it markets and like uh suggest them to go for like oil and gas instead, and then they fall for it. So I don't know where they are now. I don't know if they finished their studies or not, but if they did, it's probably not the best choice to finish their studies there. It is such a scam over there.
Yeah. Okay. So, we have a comment from Glenn. What y'all think of uni as a place to network? Is the price worth it? To be fair, I feel like you can do networking just by joining Facebook groups or something like that. I don't know.
I would say you can do networking without even going to
I don't think uni is
uni.
the big, really big way to network. I feel like
Yeah. To
there's
be
a lot of
fair,
ways to network.
like my uni fee is like 60K, I think. Like if you include foundation, that's like 72K, I think,
Mm-hmm.
in total. Like I'm not counting like life expenses or whatever, right? So my connection, like how much I spent on like getting connections over here, it's like probably just like 2,000.
Yeah.
Just like a flight ticket, like rental and food, and that's all. That's all I have to, and that's all I need to get connections over here with like people in the industry. You don't need to do that in uni.
Yeah.
Everybody that you meet in uni is at the same level as you. They know probably the same thing, if not more, if not less than you. You're just around the same level. The only people you know from your uni is your lecturers. And well, their lecturers, they found a job that can keep them alive for a long time, a very, very long time. So I don't know what you're going for, but if you're going like further into something that you're passionate about, lecturers are like they're okay. They help you to a certain level. But if you need more, you need more people around you. You need better connections. Lecturers can only do that much. So like getting connections in uni, it's just it's meh. So it's definitely not worth like 72K or like in Curtin's case like 90K. Is that how much it costs over there?
Let me think about how much my fees are in total. Shit, I don't even remember anymore.
Bruh.
It's definitely more than that.
More than 90K. Holy shit. Okay.
If you're talking about including foundation and total 3 years, yeah, for sure. Definitely higher than that now.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, it's super depressing to think about, but
Don't think about it. You get sad.
it is what it is. So, I was gonna say something. Oh yeah, unless you have Gary V studying in your university, then networking is definitely worth it.
Gary V.
That's a joke. I don't give a shit about that guy. But anyway,
Yeah. Same.
yeah,
Even that guy hates universities.
yeah. He'll be like, if you ask him, so what do you think about universities? And he'll be like, well, the first thing that I think about universities is that it's a scam. You're paying money to fail. You're paying money to not succeed in life.
I don't watch his stuff, but I see his like clips getting shared all over around. And I remember seeing this specific one. Like a parent was like asking for like her kid, like if he should go to university or something. And then
that's I saw that on
he just
TikTok.
asked the parent like, so are you paying for it or is he paying it himself? And then the parent said, oh, I'm paying for his studies, obviously. And then Gary Vee's just like, oh, he tells the kid, like, oh, enjoy your 4 years of vacation.
I feel like
And I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of true. You
it's
don't
true though. Yeah.
you don't really do much in university. You
Yeah.
don't learn that much. Yeah, you just it's kind of like a cakewalk in some way. Not
Yeah.
for medicine students though. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just but for the most of it.
Yeah. I don't hate Gary Vee stuff or the guy. I just hate that people, I guess,
Kind of worship him in a way.
be super obsessed. Like when people obsessed
Yeah.
with Elon Musk. That's how I feel about it. It's like, you don't live your life like you're worshiping him like he's Jesus or something like that. That's not how to do it.
It's good to take advice
'Cause-
from like many people and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, but you just gotta. You should have your own mindset. You should like filter some of them.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you should have your own mindset and like you know what you want for your own. Like, it is never a good idea to take every advice very seriously from
Yeah.
everybody. Yeah.
Mhm. Okay. So my third point, I guess this is it's neither a do or don't. I guess it's a do. Think about, do you really need a degree? Now, this is something that I've thought about for a long time while I was studying. Like, do I need this degree? Do I need a qualification for my future? And the way I think about it is like kind of, but not really. Because when it comes to media, like the stuff that we study, it's like, again, it's a lot of it I can learn from YouTube. I can learn from other people in like real life experiences or something like that. So it's like, it honestly depends on what you want to do. If you want to be a doctor, then no shit, you need a degree for that. You're not gonna
You need a
learn.
master.
You're not gonna go on YouTube to learn how to cut yourself open. You know what I mean? So
You're not gonna learn how to sew a wound from a random
Yeah.
Indian on YouTube.
you're not gonna. Yeah, exactly. Those kind of like field, you really have to take a degree. A qualification is very much needed. And like engineering, you need a degree for that so that people know that you're qualified for this certain field. I guess I'm just talking mainly for my field, which is media and films. So it's like, it's kind of depends on it depends really, like and it also depends on if you're looking forward to like working for a company. Let's say some companies look at degrees as like a bonus qualification
Yeah.
to hire you, but some companies don't nowadays. So yeah, you have to really consider if you need a degree. So if you really want to start a business, I guess if you want to learn like the basics in marketing, economy, and all that stuff, yeah, sure, take a degree. Why not? But I've known a lot of people that started their own business without a degree, and they've been doing well. So it really comes down on what you really need in life. I guess it's not a yes, it's not a no when it comes to having a degree. It just comes down to if you want to study, if you have the budget to study, and do you really need a degree in the future. So yeah, I feel like people just really generalize this type of question into a yes or no, but there's always a middle there's always an intersection between that yes and no, and there's a lot of things that goes into degrees. So that's what I think about it, I guess.
I feel like degree or no degree, like I guess the most important thing like for people like us is just what path you take. Does it help improve you or like help build you as a person, or like does it make you a more knowledgeable in like these fields or something? Like you can complete like communications or even films in like a master's or a PhD or whatever. Yeah, sure, you can do that, but I shit you not, for like local, like some of the big film companies in like KL that I've went and I did an interview, but I spoke to some of the people from inside. They don't give two shits about your qualifications.
Yeah.
Like when they want to hire you and you go to interview with them, the questions they ask you are for example, I'm talking about films now, all right? So one of the companies here called Da Huang Pictures, which is one of the biggest indie filmmaking company in Malaysia. So the question they ask you is, what kind of films do you like? What are your top 10 films? Why do you like those films? And what do you think about this and that and that? They ask you some like philosophical stuff. They ask you how you are as a like a person in general and stuff like that. They don't ask anything about your degree. They're not gonna ask you questions like that you learn in your degree. They're not gonna ask you, oh, how would you position a 3-point lighting at this situation in a harsh sunlight, whatever the shit. They're not gonna ask that. Like
Yeah.
only probably like engineers or like doctors, they're gonna ask you those questions. Yeah, for sure, no shit. But in ours, no, they don't give a shit because they know that you can learn all these like outside. You can just work part time in
Yeah.
like another on a production set, or you can you can even learn it from them when you start working with them. They just want to know how you are as a person. Like, are you willing to learn, or are you already knowledgeable? Are you really genuinely passionate? Because the most important thing to keep like people like us in this industry that we're working at alive
Mm-hmm.
is your passion. Because nothing else keeps you alive other than your passion. If like let's say one day everybody's passion die out, this industry is dead for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also look at it as like, because it's when it comes to films and all that kind of stuff, I feel like because the way media works nowadays and the way technology evolves, pretty much everyone can do this. It really just comes down to the quality of your product and all that stuff. That's what people are looking into more. So yeah, in that case, yeah, I agree with you. So um, pretty much in films industry, I can say it doesn't matter if you have a degree or not. It really comes down to experience, because that's more important, really. Um, I if I were an employer, I would definitely not get someone that has a degree, but in their portfolio they don't have like a YouTube channel that they make content or any kind of stuff like that. So
Like if they write freaking like in the top 10 films they write grown ups, Avengers and shit like that, I would not hire that guy, honestly. I would just skip on that portfolio. Like the first question, like what are your top 10 films, and you write freaking Avengers, grown ups, or fucking
Fast and
whatever the kind
Furious.
of, yeah, Fast and Furious in there, dude,
Oh
you're out,
god,
man.
you're out.
Yeah.
It's
So it really just depends like on like how you are as a person. Like they're
especially
not gonna give a shit.
if you put Fast and Furious as your top one. No, you have no
It,
idea.
even like action movies like Fast and Furious, you can find so much like so much better action movies than
Yeah,
Fast and Furious, honestly.
yeah. So yeah, the fourth point that I've put down, I feel like this is, we can talk a lot about this, but it is, you have to make friends in
Mm-hmm.
whether it's in class or you join clubs to make friends. Um, this is especially hard for me because I'm more of a, I don't want to say I'm fully introverted. I
Mm-hmm.
am in a way extroverted, but I'm more like introverted than, so I'm in the middle, but more to the introverted side. I don't know the proper term for that, but I'm very shy as well. Uh, I have a hard time learning to talk to new people. That's my problem in social interaction side. But yeah, but I do realize that making friends with, people that you study with, and people that share the same interests as you, it's really important because they really add that extra layer of um, joy in the experience of studying in degree or diploma. You get to learn a lot of new things through them sometimes, and you get to understand how people work, I guess.
Yeah.
So like I met like different people, even though in my class most of us are from the same city. But I definitely learned quite a bit from them. Like I understand like what they like and what they are interested in, what they are good at, and all that kind of stuff. So it's like it doesn't matter where they're from, because really, if you vibe with each other, then that's good enough. So and it really sucks to be alone in university because it's such a big institution with a lot of people, strangers. It really makes everything a lot better if you know someone. Um, but also you have to be careful because some people can be very dramatic. Some people can be like very gossipy. Um, so but at least from talking from experience, it's kind of unavoidable. People with drama and all that stuff. It's hard to avoid them sometimes, but you know, at least you're not feeling bored while studying. You have that um something to be distracted by, I guess, by having friends. Because it really sucks to feel feel alone. You know, feel like you don't have anyone to talk to and all that stuff. It sucks. Uh, so especially with a lot of mental health issues with for people within our age nowadays. Yeah,
Hmm.
make friends. Make friends. It can be hard, especially you don't know any when you don't know anyone, which is why I feel like it's easier to start with. Say you really like chess, and if there's like a chess club, then for sure go try it out. It's alright if they don't vibe with you. You can still look for more friends. Really.
Hmm.
So yeah.
That's true. Think of it this way: going to university and making friends is like it's a tutorial for you before you enter like real society.
Yeah.
Because it's basically just like like a mini community. It's like the shit you experience in uni, the people you meet in uni, you're for sure gonna meet them in life, like after you graduate and shit.
Hmm.
So like yeah, you're gonna meet some assholes, good people, bad people. You're gonna meet them all. But yeah, it's I just think of it as like a checkpoint that you just have to go
Right.
through. Yeah, like after you go through this shit, then you're like, I've meet people like this in like back in my uni. So you have like a basic idea on what kind of people they are and how to really deal with them and stuff like that. I'm not gonna say like you're not gonna meet new people or you're gonna meet every kind of people in uni. Hell no, that is wrong. But yeah, at least it's like it's like an actual point where you start meeting more people than you do in secondary school or
Yeah.
like middle school.
Yeah.
Because I would say in secondary school and middle school, it's a lot more comfortable for you to be with like your friends and everybody just goes to class in the same time and then you meet each other at recess. Sometimes you meet in tuition and stuff. And when you meet, it's just like studying and have fun. That's literally all you do. But in university, you gotta work together with them.
Yeah.
There's like projects and stuff and these projects are like they're like a simulation of like real life work that you'll get in the future, right? But like university standards, so you got to learn how to work with them to make this project work. So if they're a shit person or they misunderstand people very easily, you got to learn how to deal with that. So like if you deal with it well, then you have like a base idea on how to deal with it if you meet them in the future.
Hmm.
Like when you're actually working, you don't go, oh shit, what kind of asshole is this? Yeah, I'm just gonna quit my
Yeah.
job. My boss is an asshole. He demands too much and shit. Nah, like I I'm not gonna say like you're not gonna have this issue when you graduate in uni or something, but being in uni and meeting people definitely helps a bit with
Yeah.
these kind of things.
I feel like that's one thing I definitely appreciate learning about as well in uni.
Hmm.
And I feel bad for those who didn't have a degree or anything like that. They don't get maybe they don't get to learn about what the so-called working environment, because it's definitely like very it can be really stressful when people misunderstood you or they just straight up don't want to listen to your opinion and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I guess I can say that in uni I definitely learned how to adapt to that kind of situation and learn how to control myself and the way I talk to people in that kind of situation and how to deal with them really. So yeah, that's one thing that I definitely I could say, yeah, this is something I really need to learn in the future, just in case I work in an office or something like that. Yeah. Yeah. So I guess that goes really straight into the point. The next point that I have
Yep.
is, now this may be subjective. Some people may disagree with me, but I feel like the less people you have in your circle, the better it is for yourself. Um, I'm not even talking about myself being a little introverted and not wanting to, have too many
Mm-hmm.
friends. It really, I feel like it's better to have like 3 friends than like 20 people in your circle, because sometimes um it's better to have like those who really vibe and really fuck with you, rather than, you know 10 other people that really don't give a shit about you. Sometimes they, when you're asking for help, they just never reach back to you and all that stuff, and when they need you, they come back, like, you know I really hate that type of situations, when I've been uh like, not used, but more like they feel like they can benefit from me, I guess. That's really what I hate when I study in university. Is like, people just really don't, um they just want to benefit themselves at the end of the day. A lot of people, so you really have to be careful who you befriend in uni. You really have to make sure that in your circle, really, just don't have people that are toxic and like talking shit behind your back and all that stuff. It's really childish.
I
It's
like to see like this friend circle thing. I like to see it as like a dartboard, you know. So there's like there's like a few circles. There's people that are really close to the center. There's people that you leave outside the circle and shit like that. So
Mhm,
people that you leave completely outside of the dartboard, that don't even hit the dartboard, those people are people that you usually want to avoid. So people that you know that they're just complete assholes, or they're lazy as hell or something like that, or they're just energy drainers. They suck your energy when you're with them. So like it's just a bad vibe.
mhm.
Just stay away from them.
Yeah.
Like if you feel like it, being with them, it gets really really tiring, and it's just not good for you in any sort of way. You don't learn anything from them. You don't get anything from them. Just leave them out of your circle. It's fine. You know, like he might be able to vibe with some other people. It's good if they don't vibe with you. It's cool, right?
Yeah.
It's good. So then
Absolutely.
there are people that I like to call these people like colleagues, more like, you know, you can keep your colleague circle wide. You
Yeah.
can work with a
Yeah.
shit ton of people. Like you can like have like some people that you just communicate with and work with. You can have people that you can work with, but you can't really be close friends with. That's cool, right? There are
Yeah.
people that they're capable at working. They're capable at doing things. They're really capable people, but they're just not really sociable people, right? You
Yeah.
remember that guy? Like I introduced you to a class. I brought you to one of my film classes,
Yeah.
and there was that one guy that annoys the heck out of
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah, see, that guy also same thing. He annoys the heck out of me, but he's
Uh,
a really capable guy. He can work. He can definitely do stuff. He does stuff better than like 80% of the people in my university. So yeah, I still do. I still work on assignments with him. He's somewhat knowledgeable in film, so we kind of talk about film sometimes. But he's definitely not in my like
he's super annoying though.
personal. Yeah, exactly. See, there
Uh,
are people that I keep in this circle, which is like not personal, but like more of like a colleague kind of circle, you know. And then there's like, yeah, as you get my point. As
yeah.
you get closer and closer to the middle, you keep less and less people, because it's you really only need a few really close and personal friends in your life to like keep you accounted,
Mhm.
like for like your life in general. They can even be from like working in like another field, like they can be freaking engineers or like whatever. It's just people that you vibe with, you know,
Yeah.
people that you genuinely can like care about and they care about you. That's good enough, right? You don't gotta limit yourself to people in your course. When you're in university, you can always just like, in your university there's so many faculties, there's so many departments, there's like thousands and thousands of students studying like whatever they want. Some pursuing their dreams, some pursuing money, whatever. You can definitely find some people that you can just vibe with. And it's cool if they're not in your own faculty or like in your own course, they're not going the same direction. If it's people you vibe with, it's people you vibe with. These are the people that you really want to keep in your circle, like that keep the closest with you, right? So because these people are like, they may be there to help you when you're at your downfall or whatever. Like you're not gonna go to, like, maybe if you get fired or you're in a really really down and emo point of your life, a very low point of your life, you're not gonna go to people that annoys the hell out of you. I'm not gonna go to that asshole that annoys me and like, oh shit bro, I'm depressed as fuck right now. Nah, he's not gonna help shit. I'm gonna feel even worse after I spend time with them, right? Because that's just how he is. He doesn't know how to deal with these things. He's not a sociable person. He's just a capable person, right? So yeah, you get what I mean by the circle, the dartboard kind of thing, the theory.
Yeah, that makes sense. I guess
Yeah.
I never thought about it that way, but yeah. Um, yeah, I guess I have known people that I think for me it's like I really want them, people that I can work with, to be part of the close friend circle, but sometimes it just doesn't work,
Yep.
and I guess that's fine. I mean,
It is great if you can find like people that does the exact same thing with you, and you
yeah,
can put them as like your closest like friends possible. That would be an amazing feeling. But sometimes it's just very hard to find these people, and it's fine.
yeah,
It's not like everybody has their own life. Everybody has to live their own life. Everybody's the protagonist of their own life. They gotta do what they gotta do. So yeah.
yeah, yep, agree. Um, I don't have much in my, well, I only have 1 point left in my list, but
Sure. Let's
feel
go.
free to add your own points, by the way.
Cool.
So my last point is it's really important to set goals and learn new skills. I feel like that's the
Mhm.
most important thing, right? When it comes to studying in university, like
Yeah.
you can't just study and feel like you don't have a goal. You're just going to class, feel like shit, and you don't have anything to work on and all that stuff. I hate that feeling. I don't know if that's like some psychological thing where like I feel better working than when I'm not working. So most of the time I end up overworking myself and I don't even realize it. I'm
Mhm.
sure it's some kind of um, mental health thing that I don't know. But yeah, that's how I feel about it. Like I don't feel nice knowing that I didn't do anything productive in a day.
Yeah, same. I had this conversation with like my other friends, and then I was like, if I'm not, I told them like, if I'm not doing anything, like if I'm not editing, I'm not shooting anything. That was when I was back in Miri, by the way.
Mm,
So I was doing online classes in Miri and stuff. So I wasn't really doing anything because I was all the way there, and my whole everything I have, or like everybody that I know in my course and stuff, is here. So I was bored as hell. I couldn't do anything at all. So I felt lazy.
yeah.
And the fact that I can't do anything just makes it worse. So I told my friends this, and then they're like, "Oh, just enjoy it," because like treat it as like a holiday back in my hometown. But I'm like, nah, I can't enjoy myself. I just feel bad, or like I feel really really lazy when I'm not doing anything. And they say, "Oh, I didn't know you were a workaholic." The thing is, I'm not a workaholic. You know,
Yeah,
I
honestly me neither actually. Yeah.
yeah, I'm not a guy that like wants to work or can't live without working. I can chill, but I it sucks like if I know that I can be doing something, but I am not doing something. Especially if it's something that I love doing, right? In my hometown, like I remember, but when I went back, I said, yeah, I want to do like a short film, ideally if I could,
Never happened.
right there. Yeah, it never happened because I was lazy as fuck, man.
To be
Then
fair, it was COVID, so you know.
yeah, and it was COVID. But the thing is, like, I get lazier and lazier if I don't do anything, and that
Mhm.
is a really, really bad feeling.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. Like you were, good thing you were in Miri, because I was actually thinking about approaching you earlier to make content.
Uh-huh.
I just don't have any idea. And then I was like, we like food. I mean, can we just do a snack review?
Yeah, and that's how this whole thing
Yeah,
started,
that's how
actually.
this whole thing started. And now we're making podcasts. And this really, not just this Twitch channel, my YouTube channel, really keeps me alive. Really makes me feel productive. You know, I can cut a few parts of this stream, put it on TikTok, and that itself is enough to make myself feel productive. So I'm just glad that I know how to do these things, but at the same time, if when I feel super uninspired and all that stuff, it sucks. It sucks to not do anything when you can. So yeah, but yeah, you're right. Sometimes maybe taking a break is important, but at the same time, in me, like I think that I don't think I deserve a break as well. Like I didn't do anything. Why do I
Yeah.
need a break if I haven't accomplished anything?
I also
That's
have that feeling. I don't like taking breaks when I didn't do
yeah.
anything.
Like
Yeah.
if I haven't started making like the first 100 ringgit from this whole YouTube thing, I'm not gonna take a break. So that's how I think about it. But it's hard. I think to myself, I deserve a break once in a while, but do I deserve it? I don't know. it's
Sometimes
it's
you
a
do.
it's a struggle to think about these things really, but yeah. At the end of the day, I just feel happy making
Yeah.
content.
But it's just good for us to just stay productive
Yeah,
instead of just like do nothing. Like
yeah,
if you're in sem break now, and yeah, sure, you can choose to make content for the next 2 months, or you can choose to just
yeah,
game for the next 2 months and just sleep, game and sleep, fuck up your sleep schedule again. That's fine by you. But like, that does it make you feel better, or
yeah,
do you increase your knowledge or your skill set by doing that? Like, I don't think so, right?
yeah,
So why not
yeah,
just be productive, like instead of game or sleep all day? We're still we're still young, actually. We're still very, very young.
mm,
That's like such a long way to go. I don't want to be like at the age of 25 and I would be learning stuff that I could have learned at the age of 22. Right.
yeah. Which is why I feel I don't know. I just feel weird when other people in my course just doesn't think the same way. I guess like I'm not having like bad intentions or like I'm not thinking down. Is that the right term? Like I'm not looking down at them for not doing anything, but I feel like us as media students, it's kind of important to do something. Even taking internships at a company is productive to me, in my opinion. You're doing something, and you're
Yeah.
learning skills. And I don't know how I feel about those who take communications and just, just chilling throughout their like 4 years in this
The thing
course.
is that the thing is there are a lot of people that take
A lot of people do
communications
this, yeah,
and just chill because they think like, I just want a degree and I don't really want to study that much. So I'm just gonna go into communications
yeah,
because it seems like an easy degree. And
yeah,
you know what? You're not wrong. Communications is an easy degree because all you do is just group assignments, and you don't really learn much. You just gotta do a little bit of work. But
yeah,
at the end of your like after you graduate, what the hell did you learn? Right?
yeah,
Why would you spend $80,000 just to chill, right? Instead
exactly,
of
yeah,
being productive and increasing your skill set, right? Like
yeah,
you're gonna have to work. You can't depend on your parents forever. You're gonna have to sustain yourself.
yeah,
And like if you're not gonna build up your skill set now, then you want to wait until you're like 26 years old after you graduate. Sure, go for it. But we just don't feel good doing that, man.
yeah. Like we said just now, like even if you're looking forward to getting hired by a company, companies don't think the same way nowadays. Like degrees don't mean shit at all in
Mhm.
a lot of companies because they understand that having a really solid portfolio is really the thing that they look at more than a paper, you know. And that's why I try my best to make a lot of stuff nowadays. Even back then, I tried to. I regret not doing more because I have a lot of time to do that. Yeah, I guess that's like one of my main regrets. Post COVID, well, not post COVID, during COVID, is that I could have done more. Before all these things happened. I could have made more content. I could have done anything, but it is what it is. Can't change that. So here I am. But yeah, I just don't feel comfortable knowing that I haven't achieved anything, I guess. Because especially for our course, we don't get like I don't know about engineering or business, but we don't have any type of reward for because we don't have a test, right? We have a
Hmm.
test. It doesn't feel as rewarding to complete an assignment sometimes. That's how I feel about it, I guess. Um, which is why I tend to put a lot of effort in the assignments sometimes. Like, yeah, it's a lot of work. Yeah, it's just for a degree, but like, it's nice to know that you made something that you can be proud of. And
I kind of think of it. I kind of think that that's just like that's how communications degree should be.
true,
They
yeah,
just give you assignments. Like after you finish it, they give you a shit ton of time. You can do whatever you want with it because it's communications. Like you don't really learn anything else like from us in the uni. So we might as well just give you this time off. You can do
yeah,
whatever you can. You like we gave you a bit of information. Do whatever you want with that. You can improve of it. You can get more of it. You can do stuff in your free time. Like you have 2 months of sem break, right? Some people don't get 2 months because they have finals and shit. They give you 2 months of free time. Sure just you can do what you want with the information you learn before these 2 months. You can improve it, or you can just game your time away, or you can just chill because you
yeah,
think you worked too hard in the 2 months. Like that's kind of like a smart concept because that's actually just how communication works. You don't really learn that much. Like the name says it all. Communication.
yeah. It's a
It's
very that's why I think like communication is so much. I guess arts in general. It's
uh-huh.
so different compared to business or medicine and engineering and all that stuff. Because it almost depends on individuality and creativity and a lot of things that not everyone experiences the same, right? Everyone
Mm-hmm.
has their own creativity, um their own way of thinking what art is and all that stuff. So yeah, you're right. It really depends on yourself, I guess. Is a term I'm looking for. Um
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, that's it. I agree. I agree. Yeah.
Nice, nice.
So we've been talking for let's see, 1.5 hours.
Ooh, yeah.
Not bad. Um, yeah. Some I know that it may sound like we regret studying in uni, but actually no. I
Yeah.
To be honest, if someone would have to ask me if I regret studying, not really. Like I don't think I do because like if I didn't take this degree, I would have not known what I want in life, really. I wouldn't have the interest in films, to be honest with you. Like I was that guy that is like into Transformers and all that shitty films with no meaning behind it really.
Uh,
And that like studying this course really helped me understand myself and what I want to learn. So no, I don't regret studying in university because it helped pave the way to my future, I guess. But not really. It at the end of the day, it still depends on myself, like what I do. I guess that's how it. Um, that's where the final results will be at. Is it's really up to me. It doesn't. I don't think that my degree, like I don't think graduating is really the main goal when it comes to studying. I guess at least for me. The main goal for me is like when I reach a certain point of success where people recognize that recognize the thing I do at least. That's where I feel more successful. So
mm,
yeah,
yeah. I feel like I definitely don't regret, even though I don't really learn much. I don't regret going to uni because I get to meet all these people like around my life. I get to meet these lecturers and stuff. They might not teach me a lot of things because I
yeah,
already know them, but it's always nice to speak to someone that has worked in the industry and stuff like that. So it's nice to keep these people around you that you can like seek advice from and stuff like that. Yeah. Uh, it also depends on what you do in your uni. You can just keep your circle like in your uni. You
Yeah.
can just keep it to your uni course-mates, to your uni lectures, or you can expand it. You can start a club. You can start inviting people from outside that has some interest in like the things that you have. You can expand it. It's all completely up to you,
Mm-hmm.
honestly.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess like it really comes down to you, I guess, whether you regret it or not. Because like if you regret it, if you think you regret it, then yeah, you will hate studying. So it really it's all about like the decision decision that you make to studying and all that stuff. You decide if you regret it or not. Is what I'm trying to get. So yeah,
Yeah.
I guess
I think my like final advice for everybody out there that's like going to uni or still studying in uni is build character, not portfolio. I know it doesn't really make sense because you can graduate with your degree and it's a portfolio, right?
mhm,
It is a portfolio after you graduate. Yeah, you graduate with HD or whatever. Yeah, you've made a few short films in there, whatever. Yeah, those are portfolios. But why do I say build character? Because this is something I actually learned in like writing classes. Like I learned it online and also through like my lectures in uni. So the thing behind writing stories, like writing characters, right? So you give them a lot of experiences. Like for example, Batman, right? What do you give him? You give him a rich background.
mhm,
You give him rich parents, but you give him dead parents at the same time. A lot of events happened to him before he was Batman, right? Those are all like portfolios, right? In a way, those are things that happened to him. But why do they happen? It's just to build his character. It's to build him to become the Batman, right? So the most important thing is that he became Batman because of those things. So you don't focus on those things. You don't focus like, oh, damn, his parents died. Oh, who's the killer or whatever. No, you just like you're thankful that he became Batman after all those things happened. The character was built up from whatever the shit happened there. So yeah, my advice is
yep,
like build character, not portfolio.
yep,
Yeah.
absolutely agree. So I guess we can pretty much end on this note. Like, do whatever you want. Whatever that, learn whatever you want to learn when you want to take a degree. You know,
Yeah.
don't let your parents influence you. Um, have them persuade them to support you. I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like, you don't want to be the person that regrets making this choice in life or that kind of stuff.
Don't
Like,
let anybody talk you out of your own
yeah,
decisions, man.
yeah. Never listen to other people. That's the like. Well, it's sometimes good to listen to people, but when it comes to making your own decision that will affect your life, and that's where you don't want to have too much external input to it. You don't want people to talk you out of studying what you really like and learning what you really want to learn. So that's really the where you will regret it in the future. So I guess we're just lucky that we made the right decision for now. For now. um so we're not like regretting studying what we learned because this is what we like. We love films, we love media. That's what we like to learn, and that's what we like to make. So we're just really lucky enough to be able to study. So if you're out there, whether if you're watching this or listening this on a podcast audio form, if you're about to further your studies or if you're still studying, yeah, just let your let your decision be known to yourself. Make it, what's the word? I have problem with coming up with words tonight. I don't know why. Basically, what I'm trying to say is don't let people influence you. You make your own decisions. whatever makes you happy, just do it. Hey, life is short, you know. Just do whatever you want. Um, study whatever you want. Um, if you last last minute you thought that it's not for you, it's not too late to change. You know, nothing. You always have a second chance in life when it comes to these things. You know, it's fine to say you change from medicine to a business. It doesn't matter. Like, yes, it will hurt financially. Yes, it will hurt temporarily in your heart, but at the end of the day, don't feel too bad. Be proud that you made the decision to change and pursue something that you actually like. So, it's fine. Always take second chances. So, yeah, I guess that's. Do you have anything else to add?
No, not really.
Yeah, me too. This is a really deep, one of those really deep podcasts that we've made so far.
It's a pretty good podcast, though. Honestly,
Yeah.
I quite enjoy it.
Considering we started from ranking Marvel heroes, this is actually probably one of the best episodes we've made so far.
Yep.
And yeah, I really appreciate you guys for staying. If you're watching this live, thank you for tuning in. If you're watching on YouTube, hey, thank you. You still spend an hour watching us or listening to us. Do check out our YouTube channel. The link is down there somewhere. Check out our audio form podcast. It's available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Hey, we're inclusive here. There's no team Android or team Apple here. It's team everyone here. So it's available in major podcast platforms. Check out our YouTube. Did I say that? Yes, I did.
Yep.
Check out our YouTube. We will post all video forms of our streams on our YouTube channel. So, yeah, this has been Allan and me, Herbert. Thank you for watching. Next week we'll be back with a new UR podcast live. So yeah, same time, 11 p.m. We decided with 11 p.m. because apparently 8 p.m. is too early.
Yeah.
Felt like it was
All
way
right.
too early. Like, I was legit trying to take a nap at 8 p.m. I'm not even joking because I was super tired and my brain just decided that I'm more active around this hour.
I feel you.
So weird the way human works. It's crazy. But yeah, 11 p.m. Malaysian time, Thursday, is when we go live next week as usual. And yeah, thank you for watching. Till we meet again next week. So goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you for watching.